So I would love to open it up to, any questions you might have, the good, the bad, the ugly, both around rugby in general, but also the, this, particularly the premise of this, which is, rugby for girls by women, to kind of talk about what that looks like.
Don't be shy, otherwise I will pick someone.
The third row's ready.
Oh.
There we are, back in the room, please.
Yeah.
Jamie, what's your role now with are you coaching the Merlins?
So the WPL side, yeah, I'm one of the coaches for the WPL Merlins. So that's the Glendale team has a Women's Premier League team and a Division I team. The Women's Premier League team plays in the fall, and the Division I team plays in the spring. I'm one of the coaches for that fall side. Yeah. Yep.
What was the most unexpected thing about playing for a national side?
I would say the most unexpected thing is it's both I think it's a great testament to the women in the sport, was the degree to which people wanted to make each other better all the time. Because you read sort of like horror stories of the competition, like I'm vying for this position against you, and this sort of like underhandedness that can happen in other sports. And I, at least in my position, I didn't experience that. In the forwards, it was a lot of, you know what, you're better than me, let me help make you even better. Or we're both going for the same spot, I beat you on that last scrum, here's how I did it so you can fight me off next time, right? Because in a lot of ways, US rugby, like we want to collectively raise the whole ship, right? Me making myself a phenomenal player at the expense of, shoving other players down does not do anything for the state of women's rugby in the US. And so I think that was something that I always found really refreshing. Going to camps, yes, it's super competitive. Yes, you're, knocking each other down and you're really going after each other, but you're going after each other with this ultimate goal of making everyone collectively better.
Jamie, did you always play for elite teams, or did you play for clubs that were down, where you had newbies mixed in and someone who maybe never played before starting on a side at some point, even alongside you? What was your club experience? I assume, and I may be assuming wrongly, that you've always played in the elite. You sought out clubs that were top level, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I started at UVA at Virginia in my first year, and so I was that player who was like, here's Mr. Rugby Ball, and so throughout, Mrs. All throughout that. And many college players will experience this. It's like this constant turnover of players. So there's generally going to be new players that you're introducing to the game. And I think that, I've been on a couple of different programs where we've had that exposure to a lot of new players. And I think the places that it's been most successful have been ones that have a really strong development mindset to be able to bring up those players and kind of get them into the sport fully. So after I finished at UVA, I went to DC and played for the DC Furies, and then I was out at Berkeley, and so both of those are high performing teams. Although Berkeley has has a lot of players, and so they have their A side, B side, and C side. So you have some C side players who have legitimately never seen a ball. They've never played. I can remember when I played for the Furies. So this would have been in 2000, when I was playing for them, one of our brand new players who came out, she'd been a basketball player in college, and we kind of met her out about, and we're like, you should come play rugby. She had no clue, had never seen anything remotely rugby related. Came out, started getting it, played on the B side, started getting into it, slowly progressed her way over the course of time, ultimately wound up moving out to Berkeley, and some of you might recognize her name of Natalie Marquino, who used to play for the U.S. and then play for Colombia in the Olympics, right? She started playing rugby at 27, right? When I was playing out for DC. So, you know, I think that there is always this growth opportunity. You know, I went to Raleigh when my partner was in grad school, and the Raleigh Venom was a Division II team. So I was like, well, this is the team that's here. Guess this is who I'm going to play for. And I think that one of the things that comes up when you start playing higher level rugby is you start to then become your own biggest challenger and critic, right? So, you know, there were things I could have gotten away with playing on a Division II side that I had to hold myself to a higher standard to make sure. And we actually had this mantra that we used with the national team that, you know, we would challenge each other when we were playing club matches against each other, right? Be always an eagle, right? So even when you're playing for your club side, even when you're at the gym, even when you're running those last sprints, you're always an eagle. So no one's watching, that doesn't make you not an eagle. So that's sort of the mantra to be able to keep yourself pushing yourself, even when you're playing either higher level or on some of those lower level clubs. Yep.
You touched earlier on some of the